1 2 1 2 1 2. What's a podcast? 1 2 1 2. What's a podcast? Episode 115. We're back in the building. DJ Jerome Baker the third. I am here. Shout out to my man, always available. Hashtag She Eddie.
What's good? What's good?
And Don't Charge Abdul.
Let's go, fellas. I'm completely drenched. This storm came out of nowhere, man.
It's a crazy storm in DC right now, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Rest in peace to Abdul's sneakers. They're gone.
Virgil, send me another pair of them complex con Air Forces, man. These shits are done.
Virgil, size 11 and everything. Okay.
Wait, no, size 9, please. Yo, I came out of the restaurant and it was raining so hard. My car was 3 blocks away, so I went to go get the car to pick up my wife, and I didn't even bother running. Like at this point, like there's no way I'm gonna dodge anything running 3 blocks. You know what I'm saying? I just walked casually and just got completely drenched. I saved my fitted. That was one thing I did do. I left the fitted with the wife. I was like, yo, can you hold my hat? You know what I'm saying? And that was it. Everything else is gone, man. But like, you know how those Virgil Air Forces, the collar is like exposed and it's really foamy and all that shit.
Yeah, that's just
There's
out.
water inside of there. Like that's how drenched. Yeah. So I did what you told me. I put in the shoe trees in them and let them dry out. So
naturally.
Fingers crossed. Let's see what happens. But
you'll be all right.
So I mean, the shoes will. You know what I'm saying? They'll be back. We'll do an update next week. Episode 115. We're back. Do remember you can listen to What's a Podcast. Our previous episodes at whatsapodcast.live and youtube.com/What's a Podcast. Just search for us on YouTube. You'll find us. You're watching us right now.
We're on the top of the algorithm. You heard?
You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I can't stop the emails from coming in.
Yo, the interaction is pretty hilarious. Like some of those interactions we have with our supporters and people who fuck with us.
Incredible.
It's incredible,
Hilarious.
man. It's incredible. I never thought when we started this, 2.5 years ago, like this is where we would be. You know what I mean? Like people who fuck with us and people who enjoy listening to it. And my man, of course, friend of the show, Jay Promo, just hit me up today. He's like, yo, I started going down the archive. And, once you get into that rabbit hole, you start from the most recent. You're locked in. Like, you can't even help it. Yeah. So, shout out to Jay Promo, of course. You know what I mean? And what's up with y'all, man? Everything good?
Yeah.
We went out last week. Last week, Thursday. Silent Time got faded.
He got a little turn.
Silent Time got ripped.
But we had a good time. It was
Jerome got you were twisted.
I was in a good place.
Yeah,
I was in a good place.
Where'd y'all go? Y'all went to the Sandlot?
We kind of hopped around, man.
Yeah, because Matthias and I were DJing. No, Matthias and Biggs. I don't know, but all the homies were DJing.
You were DJing early, and then Matthias came on.
Yeah,
after
there we go. See, I'm still hurt. And then Biggs pulled up, Tom pulled up, Abdul pulled up, and before you knew it, it was like 10 o'clock. We're all done. Boom. We made a move.
Went to the next joint.
That next joint was like a tequila-filled. It was a lot going on there.
Like a blur.
Yeah, and then the next joint after that was really
that went over the top for the drinkers.
Yeah.
That one was like, yo, it's over now.
I definitely had a brisket sandwich at like 11:48 p.m., which is so bad.
Ooh.
I went to Yums.
I ended up walking home, though, because I was just like, I'm not in a place where I can do anything straight right now. And I knew I had like a little something in my bag in case something jumped off. So I felt positive walking home.
You felt safe.
Rome got that Supreme box cutter.
Yeah.
Listen, somebody could get slashed.
You know what I mean?
It was a good time, though. Silent Time got faded. Of course, I don't drink, but, just it was good to be out with everybody. You know what I mean? It felt good.
So if you don't live in D.C., D.C. pretty much opened with the exception of a handful of venues this past weekend. So I had a DJ at Sandlot again on Saturday and then made the rounds. Tried to get in a couple places. We tried to go to Pure Saturday night because Biggs was DJing, and U Street was like 2019. Like
Bananas.
It was just
shout out to Mike Walker.
There was a lot of ugly people outside too, man. It was real ugly. Like
physically ugly or
physically
just
ugly.
okay.
Like physically ugly. They out.
ugly.
man,
It was
the
a lot of
ugly people are
It
out.
was a lot
They
of
out.
it was a lot of ugly niggas outside. You feel me?
Yuck,
Like,
yuck.
yeah. So we tried to go to
Yuck.
we tried to go to another spot, little on the opposite end, like on 13th, and you couldn't get in there. So then ended up going to Death Punch Rum Bar, which is a new bar that was open. The second night they were open, one of our longtime supporters, friends of the podcast, DJ Oz, is one of his new. It's his
Yep.
latest investment.
Shout out to Oz.
Ventures. I went there
yeah.
Friday night actually.
Okay, so you went opening night. I went
went
the
opening
second night, and our guy Harry Hodder was DJing.
Shout out to Harry
And
Hodder.
Yeah,
For
Harry's
sure.
the homie, and so it was a good vibe. Man, we went to a little VIP area. Biggs ended up meeting up with me and the homies later, and again, man, we got super duper turn. I was just like, man, this is-
So let me ask you a question. How is it in the clubs now? Is people mask on, mask off? How does that work?
Mask the fuck off.
off.
Not a mask in sight?
not a mask.
Not
in
a
sight.
mask in sight.
Like, people don't even have them with them anymore.
I don't think
Um,
so.
I feel like they take it off when they come inside.
Like some
I'll be
people,
honest.
and
Nah,
some-
but-
they not wearing them outside if they're not wearing them inside.
Nah, they're wearing them outside.
They
and
just
then,
like
you know,
put
once-
it. That's like put it when you come up to the door. Put that shit on. Take it right off.
you know, I'm seeing people walking outside with it, but for some reason, when they come inside, they're drinking, and you know, the mask comes off. Obviously, when you're drinking, the mask is going to come off,
For
right? 'Cause
sure.
you got to sip. But yeah, I think once you have your first drink, the mask never goes back on.
Yeah.
I kept my mask on, except when I was drinking. But as soon as I was done, you know,
Yeah.
mind you, like I could have already caught it. Like I'm vaccinated, of course, but you know
Yeah.
they're saying you could still maybe be a carrier. I don't know. I'm hearing different reports, right?
Yeah.
So I might be a carrier. I might not be, but you know, of course, I could catch it within the first 5 seconds of taking my mask off. But you know, psychologically, I try to keep it on just because. You know, we got kids. Our kids are not vaccinated. They're not
Nah,
of that
for sure.
age to get vaccinated. So, last thing I'd want to do is pass that shit on to my seeds. The little birthday joint I just went to this evening, the mayor was actually there. She was at the same birthday party. Yeah, it was inside. It was indoors, and you know,
No masks.
nah. I mean, she had her mask on. My wife and I had our masks on, but nobody else had a mask on. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
The mask thing, I think, honestly, I feel like the pilgrims are just abandon their masks quickly.
Nah, that's everybody, dog. That's everybody.
I'll tell you this. I think that venue owners are discouraging it as well. They don't like it.
They're
They don't
not-
like it.
When I move around the
They're
neighborhood,
discouraging the mask wearing. They want you.
Yeah.
They don't want you to wear it.
They don't want you to wear it inside.
when I
Okay.
move around the neighborhood, the people of color are wearing masks,
Yeah,
and the pilgrims are not wearing masks. And this
that's
is,
true. I'm
this
seeing
is-
that as
a
well.
lot of that.
I don't
You know
see
what I'm saying?
on my side of town. I don't see nobody wearing masks.
Oh no, I still
Black,
see I
black
still-
or white. They're not wearing them.
I still
I'll
see it.
I'll tell y'all what I mean by venue owners that when we're done taping. I don't want to say that on the air, but
But people are like,
yeah, they're discouraging it.
take that shit off. You embarrassing me.
Maybe, kind of.
the DJ Biggs treatment.
Yo, take that shit off. You embarrassing me.
I mean, you
Biggs
know,
told us amazing. Well, it wasn't amazing, but today it's funny. He went to Atlanta with his lady, and a friend of his owns a club. They pulled up to the club, and him and his girl both had their masks on, and his man came outside and was like, to get them in, and was like, "You better fucking take that shit off before you set foot in my club." Like,
don't embarrass me.
you're
Don't
embarrassing
fucking
me.
embarrass me. Take them
You're
fucking
embarrassing-
masks off
yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
And he was dead ass like, "Yo, if you don't take these joints off, you're not
You're
coming
not
in."
getting in. Yeah.
No
Like,
no COVID
this-
in Atlanta.
And this is last summer. Like, United States of Atlanta was on another fucking level. Like, they weren't playing. They were not playing.
Listen. Shout out our guy DJ Biggs, man.
Shout out to
Incredible.
Biggs, man.
That's the homie.
For sure.
And you know, obviously, we'll see what happens. I mean, there's
Yeah.
just more and more things open. I'm DJing Oz's spot on the 5th.
Oh, really?
Yeah. it's
Okay, let's go.
Saturday the 5th, and then Friday the 11th. DC's open. Let's go 6 parties that
Let's go.
weekend.
Where you
Let's
gonna be
go.
at that night?
We're going to hit the Commonwealth joint, right?
The Friday the 11th, I'm at the Commonwealth party. No, I have a Hennessy tasting early 7 to 10, then Commonwealth 10 to 12, Abigail 12:30 to 3. Let's go.
It's gonna be a 5 a.m. night that night. We're coming home
Early.
at 5 a.m.
Early. I'll be at Yums.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's go. I'm gonna
4
call
p.m.
Yums, make sure they stay open that night because we're gonna pull up around 5:30 in the morning.
the whole city's gonna be lit, dog. There's no way they closing.
Yeah, let's do it.
Little 4-piece fried hard chicken rice. You know what I mean? Chicken fried rice. It's all good. Let's do it.
Pause on fried hard. Is that a pause?
Yo.
Not chicken.
No. Okay. All right. All right.
Nevertheless, people,
Questionable.
there's another Commonwealth party this weekend in Virginia Beach.
Are we going?
We're going. If you look at our Instagram story, the flyer is up right now.
Okay.
And we'll be there in full force, hopefully.
Silent Time got to come. He's got to roll with us on this one.
Peace of the gods. We got to have the whole team there.
We got to have the
You know what
whole
I'm saying?
gang. Let's go.
And what I like about it though is by the time we get back, if we do make it a day trip, by the time we get back to DC, we can still stop at Yums and Abdul.
We can stop back for the let out.
Cash the let out.
We're gonna cash the let out at Barcode. We're gonna pull up on Taz at Barcode.
If you want to do it right, you go to Yums first and then cash the let out and eat it at the let out.
Sit on the hood of the car and eat your food.
Eat your fried
There's nothing like it.
Yes.
fried chicken. There you go.
Yeah, listen.
That's a knowledge jewels from about 80 years of nightlife right there.
Combined average.
Yeah.
Yeah, listen. What you all know about doing U-turns on U Street? You know what I mean? With Republic Gardens, pulling the
Never.
beach chair out front for the let out.
I mean,
Come
they
on, man.
used to have the tent at Howard Homecoming. That
Of
was
course,
good times.
of
That was
course.
good
That's
times, right?
for those that don't know where Roman Rooster is on U Street. Used to be a parking lot. That whole apartment
whole
building was
Ellington.
not there.
The whole
Ellington was not there. They used to put up a tent for Howard Homecoming, and R. Kelly performed in there one night.
I
He was
wasn't there
freestyling.
I wasn't there for that.
Listen, R. Kelly was freestyling, and I knew he was a nasty dude that night because the shit he was saying was the grossest thing ever.
Like-
but he was singing it.
Drunk off top.
Yeah, he was talking about eating ass and all this shit, but he was singing it so it was super melodic, and women were going crazy. And that's when I knew.
But you're sober and you can understand everything he's saying.
And I was like, yo, this dude is a nasty dude, man. That's when I knew something's wrong with him.
That's
I
hilarious.
never looked at him the same after that night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but listen, U Street, U-turns on U Street. Pull up front with me and my man Crime pulled up with beach chairs and parlayed outside in '99.
That
You know what I
is
mean? For the let out.
That is the name of this episode, U-Turns on U Street. So get that locked in. That is also the clip that we're going to use for a social media post this week, the disgusting R. Kelly eating ass freestyle. So
Listen, U Street in the late '90s was
Was a
something
beautiful-
else, man.
it was
Hell
a
yeah.
beautiful thing.
I remember seeing what's my man's name? NBA played for the Wizards. Went to Wake Forest, I think. I saw him laid out on U Street. Somebody knocked him out cold. Rod Strickland.
Yep.
Oh yeah, we can talk about Rochester. I sold out of all my T-shirts. Go ahead.
Oh, that's right. You had a T with his joint. Yeah. Somebody caught him nicely. When I'm telling you, respect to Rod Strickland. Rod Strickland
Put 'em
would be
together.
out dolo. Like, he wouldn't be out with nobody, just himself, every night in
Yeah.
D.C.
Yeah.
And so one night, he must have said something to the wrong person, but they caught him nicely. I mean, laid him out right in the middle of the street. I'm gonna tell you, like, what's the Spanish restaurant, the Mexican joint at the end of the block towards 13th? Alero. He was like where Alero is now, but on the middle of the street, on top of the double yellow line. Like, he was knocked the fuck out.
That's amazing.
Yeah, respect to Kwame Brown, man. We used to see him outside.
Listen, Kwame Brown,
He
has been destroying Matt Barnes and everybody.
And Charlemagne the God. He's been killing everybody.
Everybody. And he got at the whole black entertainment podcast structure.
Yeah.
I love it. It's a little Republican vibes though. Like some of the
I'm
fits.
hearing
A
that.
little
Shout out to my man Jacob over at Atmos. He told me that Kwame is a super far right MAGA Republican dude. Is that true? I haven't heard that from anybody else, but
I
don't know
heard.
that much. Okay.
I heard some things. I saw something that may or may not have been true. I couldn't verify it. But nevertheless, man, shout out to Kwame Brown for speaking his truth, for not letting the establishment bully him. He's been on 1,000. I think he might have calmed down now, but he's still really been just giving them the business, and nobody can say anything back to him because he knows that if they try to respond to him, they'll lose their jobs.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying. So he's like, I don't got no job to lose. I got my own situation. I can go with y'all niggas every day,
Right. And I will.
Y'all can't say nothing back, and I will. Yeah.
I was listening for I heard a few of his rants, but once I saw him, I think with a cowboy hat on, I was like, oh, all right, my man's gone too far. Like I'm
He's
stopping here.
Nah,
He's from Carolina, right?
He's from Georgia, but like
Yeah.
the super hood, like the super hood country, the gullet. Like he's from it's not sweet down there. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So, but his, if you look at him speak, he's like, yo, I qualified academically for a full ride scholarship.
Yeah.
For college.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he's like, I'm not.
He's
a
no
dummy.
dummy. Yeah, he's no
I'm not
dummy.
a dummy. You know what I'm saying? Y'all not gonna bully me, and they can't say nothing to him. So shout out to Kwame Brown. Shout out to Rod Strickland. Shout out to DC in the late '90s, early 2000s. I first got to DC in '98 from Hampton
University.
We came up for Howard Homecoming, and it was just like it was.
was
We got
beautiful.
no better. Yeah, I think U Street was either shut down or like
Yeah.
you couldn't
It was
even
shut
really
down.
get.
Had
It
to
might have
That's
been
why.
shut down.
That's why you wanted to move up here.
That was prime time for homecomings, man.
And we were underage. All we would do was literally get food and walk back and forth.
That was an experience on its own.
Catch the let out.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That was an experience just being
Yeah.
around it. That energy, whether you went inside or you didn't, like it did not really matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Howard Homecoming was special, man, for sure. I don't even know if we went to the yard. I think we just kind of hung out all day long around DC. And then DC also just random the Ritz on Sunday nights, college night. I know multiple
Hell yeah.
times.
Spy Club.
We would come up on a Sunday, sleep the whole day, prepare, go to the club, and either leave back to Hampton at like 5, 6 in the morning, or try to leave that night from the club and drive back. Not the smartest move, but we did it.
That's
enough.
Abdul. That's Abdul moves right there.
Yeah, I've done that so many times.
Yeah.
I mean, we would
Well,
literally
going to other cities, yeah.
Yeah, we would literally get food and be like, all right, anyway, I got to take an hour. And you just had to take an hour to drive. You know what
The
I'm
thing
saying?
that scares me about that is that you all drink. You know what I mean? And so that's a little
But
bit.
no, this was like 18, 19 years old. So
Oh,
we
okay.
weren't. We
All
weren't
right.
So you weren't
yeah.
drinking at all?
Yeah,
Okay.
I wasn't drinking at all. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, but DC, if you had a chance to be here, I mean, obviously it was fantastic. And speaking of DC, if you want to compare, like, let's say 98 to 2021, there's actually a video that Abdul posted on his Instagram story today. We reposted it on Whats'a podcast Instagram story.
Yeah.
Alluding to some of the gentrification that's gone on in DC and how DC is no longer
Chocolate City.
chocolate city by percentage. I believe it's 46% black, 46% white, and
Wow.
then I guess what is that, 8% other? So 8% other,
Yeah.
which I'm guessing that out of that 8%, about 6 has to be
Latino,
Hispanic.
Spanish.
Yeah,
for sure.
Latinx, right?
Yeah, Latinx.
And the other 2% is whoever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Peace to y'all.
Yeah.
But it's just DC has changed so much. It's crazy because like, along with like, I want to say, the people changing, like the nightlife has changed, right? There
Yeah.
not the things that were going on out here 20, 25 years ago aren't even happening anymore, for better or for worse, right?
Yeah.
Because you look at it, a lot of, I saw somebody say, actually, the former guest that we had, Julian Kimball, he said that he blames JBG Construction for the gentrification in DC. He says that the type of buildings that they'll buy anything. They don't care what was there before it. And they've bought out nightlife establishment, restaurants, et cetera, just trying to make a quick dollar by building like an apartment building, and therefore they've really gotten rid of some of the culture in the city.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
I think even going even deeper than that, and I think that's one thing that video clip that we posted today on the Whats'a podcast Instagram story touched on was the reason why people like JBG were able to do that was because of what Anthony Williams, a mayor of DC, I think in the late 90s to early 2000s,
Yeah.
what he did and the encouragement that he put out for white people to come into the city because he wanted more middle class to wealthy white people moving in to change the city. So the reason why JBG was able to buy so much of the city out, or people like them, and all these developers were able to come in, was because of all the incentives the city had given out. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And the
They
people
were buying
that were
those buildings for the
yeah,
dough.
and because the only people that were really qualified to do that at that time were white people.
Yeah.
And that's what makes the shit so fucked up. You know, I think they actually said a stat that DC was the most gentrified city in the whole country,
Oh, I believe it.
and it went and it was a very quick change, man. You know what I'm saying? It went from white people refusing to come into the city to white people walking their dogs at 4:00 in the morning on P Street Northwest in Logan Circle.
Yeah.
Like that's how quick it was. Like everybody got bold really quick, like because they felt safer.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that you shouldn't feel safe in your own city, but having that element of danger to me was part of what made this city. Like
Just the edge.
just the edge. It keeps you on your toes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like something is not sweet around the corner.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's sad to see this is not Chocolate City anymore. The Yakubians have come in.
The pilgrims
Respectfully,
are here.
yeah.
I mean, respectfully or disrespectfully, depends on how
Yeah,
you feel.
both.
Right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I think things have changed for technically the worse. We just talked about with the mask situation. Like, I feel like where I live, the masks have been abandoned by everybody who's not of color. Right?
I mean, but that's what the media is telling them they could do, though, too. So it's like,
Well, that's what
Correct.
the president
You know what
also
I'm
said.
saying?
that.
No,
Yeah,
yeah,
like,
the
so,
CDC and the media. You're, I get it, I understand it, but
Yeah.
just because the government tells you one thing doesn't mean that we need to
True.
take it to heart. At least for me, right? So,
yeah, no, I feel you.
so I just feel like the abandonment of the mask has just been embraced by the pilgrims, which is fine. That's their thing. You know what I'm saying? But you're not going to request a song from me until 2022. Three, maybe three. I was about to say three. Yeah, for sure. Hey, back up, cuz. I don't know you
back
like
the
that.
fuck up.
We're gonna see you in the club on the June 11th, and we're gonna see if you still
I
say
promise.
that when you
I
got all
promise.
them joints up there you haven't seen in a
promise.
year,
Yeah.
breathing
Jerome's
down your
gonna have a
neck.
few tequila shots in him.
I don't
What's the
know
joint
them.
that you like? Casa what? What is the name of it?
Casamigos.
Casamigos.
Nah, I like 42. That Casamigos. I like 42.
I don't know. The last few podcasts,
now
all I've
everybody
heard is
likes-
Casamigos.
Yeah, for
Nah, not me.
1942.
That 42.
Okay.
Hey, you know what I mean?
Listen, I don't know my alcohol, but
But-
all I know is I've heard Casamigos like the last 3 episodes.
But I just
Yeah.
feel like there's a change in just everybody's sort
Yeah.
of attitude
True.
towards things, and I think maybe everybody's so interested and so anxious for the summer to go crazy that you can't lose sight of the progress that has been made, and also remember, like, nobody really caught a cold this past year.
Everybody
I
was in the
did.
house.
yeah. Well, everybody was masked up and
Masked
had
up.
sanitized themselves.
I got a flu shot too.
So when the temperature drops in a few months, people should be smart enough to be like, hey, you know what? Why I wasn't sick, partly because I wore a mask. You know what I'm saying? So like when the temp drops, I'm definitely gonna go back to two
Same.
masks. You know what I mean?
Same.
What's the podcast? Episode 115. Wear a mask. We want to give a big shout out to our guy, North Carolina's finest, Abdul. You want to inch your T-shirt up into the camera so they can see it?
Our guys. Shout out to
Our
my man
guys.
Chase and Ross. Shout
and,
out to Soul Priorities. Listen,
know
I
what
got
I mean?
on the staff shirt. That means
sir.
I'm hired. I'm working remotely for the whole team.
Yeah, we'll be there. We'll be in
coming
Charlotte.
We're coming down there for real.
Yeah, we'll be there for we'll try to go like a black college a homecoming or something like that. You know what I mean?
Aren't we too old to be at a homecoming?
Johnson C. Smith never.
Not if Jerome is DJing the after party.
Yeah,
oh
for
yeah,
sure.
there we go. Okay.
Yeah, so shout
After
out
party at Soul Priority.
Soul Priorities is popping. Make sure you're on
Yeah.
checking them online. They had a nice Nike Dunk restock today that I checked out. I'm plotting on a few things, size 11.
Bro,
and,
the prices, I can't get over it. Honestly,
Yeah.
I just bought the Iowa Dunks for my daughter for $80.
Wow.
$80, brand
Wow.
new.
That's
you know what I'm
amazing.
saying? Like, you gotta just look for the prices. They're there. They're there.
Yeah.
They're all at Soul Priorities. I'm waiting for them to have the Supreme Air. I slept my size.
sold
you know,
out?
listen, they caught
Yeah.
me sleeping, man.
Yeah.
You know, you can't mess around. It's gonna go. Like, people are on it. Everybody
Yeah.
knows the name Soul Priorities now. Like, I literally slept on it. I should have just grabbed the size 9 when I saw it. Instead, I was bojangling. Went back, it was gone. But it was at a really good price. But they're gonna get some more. I already know it.
You said you were bojangling?
I was bojangling.
That's throwback.
They caught me bojangling. Yeah, listen.
Jangling.
So
jangling.
the thing that I do like about the Soul Priorities website is that you can shop by shoe size.
Yes.
Which is great.
Yeah.
It's sort of
Yeah, I
it's sort
love
of
that.
I love that too.
it sort of eliminates the need for a lot of just like
Do you add on the
wasting.
additional filter, the priced highest to lowest, or do you
No.
just go by relevance or whatever?
I just go by shoe size. I just go
Okay.
by shoe size.
No,
you
no,
know what
I do
mean?
that too. I go to shoe size, and then when they're all there, I tend to go highest to lowest.
That's
to
what I
kinda
do
see,
too.
See, like, yo, what's the immediate fire
Yeah.
I can see, and then I go to the slim pickings area. I do
Yeah.
that for all the sizes. I do that for my wife's size. I do that for each of my 2 kids' sizes, and that's how I came up on the Iowa Dunks. Literally, I was just looking at kid sizes. And that Iowa Dunk is the varsity maze just looks really good in small sizes, man.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get it in.
Yeah, I'm gonna get Isabella. I'm gonna get Isabella out the way. You know what I'm saying? The size 11 that I was looking at earlier today is already gone. So
Listen, hit
I
our
was
guys up,
bojangling.
man. Hit them up. Hit them up.
I was
Shout out to
bojangling.
Josh. Shout out to Josh Friday. Shout out to Chase and Ross. Yeah, good looking out, fellas. Thank
Yeah,
you.
I was bojangling clearly.
Yeah, you got caught bojangling.
You were
Yeah, you
jangling.
gotta cut that shit out.
Episode 115. Obviously, as it currently stands right now, the Washington Wizards have lost the second game.
They did?
Yeah, they got blown out. So they're down 0-2. But
What does this mean? Are we? Is there a chance for us to even win one game?
Well, the next 2 games are here in DC. Game 3 is Saturday. Game 4 is Monday.
We got to
I
go
saw-
to a game.
I saw tickets for as low as $80. I saw
That's cheap.
I saw some decent tickets for like $108. 108 in the lower section and like the 100 section for playoffs. That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. You know what I mean?
Isn't that unusual that there's still tickets though for a playoff game? Like, is that
honestly, they just released them this morning.
so? There got to be sold out. By
There
now.
might not be any.
There might not
left.
be any
I
more.
mean, all I know is that I was like, I thought they had been sold out of them, and come
Yeah.
to find out, I got the email from the Wizards this morning, like we just released them at 10 a.m.
Listen,
So-
shout out to my homegirl Sax. Sax, let me get a ticket, please. Can we get 4 tickets?
4
Courtside,
tickets, 4 tickets courtside for the Monday game.
please.
Holla at me.
Yeah, let's go. We're gonna tag her on this. Shout out to Sax.
So it's just been a rough year for hip hop, man. Obviously, the loss of DMX, with the loss of Black Rob, the loss of Shock G,
Yep.
and this past week we lost somebody who was a really key figure in documenting hip hop. It was a photographer by the name of Chi Modu.
Yep.
Yep.
If you're familiar, you're familiar with his work without even knowing
the
familiar with
name.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he did the infamous the Mobb Deep cover. It was the front cover that he did. Yeah.
Yep.
And he has a great amount of pictures with Tupac. He and Tupac were very close.
Actually, yeah, with everybody from the West Coast, really. NWA all the way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's just
Eazy-E.
some of his pictures with Pac were just very like
Close.
Nobody
Yeah.
was that
Yeah.
close to Pac.
Yeah.
And caught some of those photos, man. So
Yeah.
he was 54 years old.
Yeah.
Which
That's young, man.
Which unfortunately is like the average age of a lot of these individuals who are passing away.
Yeah.
It's
What's
like-
up with that, man?
It's like 50 for DMX, 52 for Black Rob. I think
Yeah.
Doom was 49. Like it's
That
very
50 to 55 age range is just, it seems like,
Scary.
yeah, actually like 49 to 54. That 5 year spread seems like it's a tough hurdle to jump over.
so. I say that all men, but particularly black men, go to the doctor, right?
Yeah.
Like black men, we just have a thing. We're going to the doctor. We'll get through it. People think because they were athletic 20, 30 years ago, it still carries on.
Right.
Obviously, with hip hop, there might have been some indulgences and things. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to necessarily feel like they did, but
That should be an even more of a reason for you to go to the doctor, man.
It should
because
be.
Your
It should
lifestyle was, you know what I'm saying, a little bit out there. So
I would like to see a hip hop artist of that age sort of almost make like a PSA, like an announcement,
Like just come out and like
come out and be like, black men, let's all go to the doctor, like
what you just did.
yeah, you can be a 50-plus-year-old rapper, Redman, Ghostface, Jay, etc., and just tell your peers, hey man, you guys want to see the next 10 years? You want to see 60? MC Hammer is almost 60, and he's out here killing it every day. E40 is probably in his mid 50s as well,
Right.
killing it. You know what I'm saying? But you got to go to the doctor, black man. So.
please.
I believe it's Chi. I don't want to say it wrong. It's Chi or Chi Modu. I'm not sure.
Chi Modu.
Chi Modu. So rest in peace.
He's also West African. Shout
yeah.
out to Nigeria.
If you look at his Instagram, it's just him explaining a lot of the images over the course of the years.
Yeah.
And so you get a good understanding of his work, his relationships with these people, because he also had an amazing relationships with these people that allowed him to get that close to them. You know what I mean? So
one of my favorite images of him is a picture of Nas sitting in his bedroom in Queensbridge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, just a very, very, seems like he could be 15 years
He's like
old.
laying on his bed with his dresser.
He's sitting
Yeah.
up on his bed. Like,
Yeah.
like he looked like a young kid, man. Like, this is how early Chi was capturing these amazing, amazing images of legends.
Yeah.
You know?
so yeah, I
there's
mean
another
my bad.
picture of Easy E leaned up on a car that's on 3-wheel motion. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the joint is all the way up on all 3 wheels are in the air. No, is it
One
three
wheel.
wheels or one wheel is on in the air and 3 wheels are on the ground?
Yeah.
That's what I think. That's why they call it 3-wheel motion.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's leaned up against that beautiful, beautiful image, man. This guy was absolutely a legend, and from everybody that I know that met him, just said he was the nicest person and always willing to talk and just a super genuine dude. Like, he didn't need to know you for him to have it, just give you advice or just share some of his gems with you.
Yeah.
So tough loss for hip hop, man, for real.
Yeah, so
Rest in peace.
check out his Instagram, check out those images, do yourself a favor, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Georgetown University, the class of 2021, on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial at dawn, they were singing Sweet Caroline, which is, in our notes, it has a top 10 most...
Hold on. Were you out there, Abdul?
I went for a run at 5 o'clock in the morning, and listen, as I'm running past the Lincoln Memorial, I'm hearing these noises, and I'm like, what the hell's going on? Actually, leading up to the Lincoln Memorial. And as I run past, I'm like seeing seems like 500 kids on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial, like completely
No
packed.
mask.
No mask. And they're just singing, what is the name of it? Sweet Caroline or whatever.
Yep.
I took a video of it. But I just could not believe it. One, it seemed like they'd been there all night. And come to find out, it was Georgetown University's class of 2021. And this was just, they were just wilding out and,
Yo,
and
shout out to
having
them,
a good
man.
time. And congratulations to everybody who graduated. But, did you have to sing such a song like that? Like, couldn't you have picked something a little bit more like in the middle? Like, because it's not all white people, because there had to have been kids of color that graduated from Georgetown, right? Like, what were they doing when all the pilgrims was singing Sweet Caroline?
Off
Did they
the
know this
side-
song?
off
Do
the
you
side-
know this song, Jerome?
They were singing it too.
Do I know Sweet Caroline?
Yeah, do you know the song? Like, I know you've heard of the song, but do you know the lyrics? Could you sing along with it?
No, all I know is the Sweet Caroline part, and then the so good, so good, so good. That's all I know.
Okay.
Because
Yeah,
at
so-
the end, when you're playing a Pilgrim bar,
Yeah.
I mean, like it has to be Pilgrim bar.
You just gotta scream out the so good, so
no,
good part.
at the end of the night,
Because
you
you close
play
out.
that. You close out with that. And
Oh,
when,
okay.
when the so good part comes on, you gotta really like so good.
Yeah,
so good.
everybody knows that one part, so they all screamed out that part.
Because they think you're like the black guy that like knows that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You might get
Yeah.
tipped out a little bit, right?
Yeah.
There was also a Georgetown University celebration graduation at the Nat Stadium, and
Okay.
I guess it overran some time, so the baseball players started to work out as they were still announcing names for these kids. Like these kids are on the screens, and they go down to the field, and all these baseball players are like working out. They're like, "Fam, we got to like."
Wait,
happy for you.
the
You in my
Georgetown
house.
University graduation was at Nat Stadium?
They had some part of it was at Nat Stadium. I don't know which school it was, but
Or maybe one of the, yeah.
all I know is I saw Max Scherzer, who's like one of the most highest paid players,
Okay.
getting his pregame workout in, and other
Yeah.
players were coming onto the field because they're like, "Hey, like I'm happy y'all are graduating, but
Listen,
I gotta get this
congratulations,
working."
but
Yeah,
I
for sure.
I gotta do my job.
We got to pay some bills.
Speaking of college graduations, there was a young man, I believe in Atlanta. He graduated college, and as he got on the stage, he proceeded to throw $5,000.
Hold on. He graduated high school. And
Was it high school?
And 10 racks, yeah.
High school. He threw, I don't know, it was 10 racks or 5.
Yeah,
What?
10.
He threw 10 racks on the stage and then got arrested
For
Yeah.
throwing 10 racks on the stage.
Yeah, because they said he was like trying to like ensue a riot.
inside a riot.
about
How did
throwing
he
the
get
money
10
out there.
racks? I want to know how.
He's on quality control record label.
Yeah, he raps, yeah.
Oh, okay. What's
He's
his
on-
name? Do y'all know?
I don't know. I
don't
saw the
know it.
video. He
I don't know
literally
it.
got his diploma, and like the problem was that they gave him the diploma at the beginning of the stage. So
Yeah.
instead of shaking all the people's hands,
Yeah.
he just takes the money out of his waist and just
Yeah.
he's walking across the stage, just throwing
And
money in it.
throwing money in the principal's face.
Place is
Yeah.
going crazy. Place
I love it.
The,
What
the
the
next
fuck is
image,
his
the next
name?
image you see is him in the handcuffs. I said,
That
oh,
that,
shit.
that those charges are not going to stick.
Nah.
They got to let him cook. He just graduated high school, bro. And he's famous. Like, what do you want?
Yeah. And he was throwing out bread.
Yeah. It's not inside a riot. I was celebrating. I was giving out money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just looking at this right now. Episode 115 was the podcast. So an animal, right? The Tasmanian Devil died 3,000 years ago. And some way, somehow, 7 Tasmanian devils were just reintroduced to Australia.
Wait,
This week.
really?
Yes.
Wait, a Tasmanian devil is a real animal?
Yes.
But they didn't die off.
Bro, Tasmanian devils died out on Australia's mainland due to competition from dingoes and disease. But after intense
Dingoes?
No,
Pause.
pause, bro.
Hey, yo.
Listen, first he comes with some R. Kelly story, then he talking about man dingo. Yo,
No, I thought that's what you said.
nah, fam, chill. But
Oh, my
But
God.
after intense rewilding efforts, 7 Tasmanian devils were born in a wild sanctuary for the first time in more than 3,000 years.
Damn, so they were extinct and came back.
First of all, I don't think you're supposed to be messing with shit like that. Like you're not like if it dies,
Yeah.
it's supposed to die.
Like, yeah. Like,
Oh, so they've been trying to bring them back. That's what rewilding means. That
They've
means
been- bro, they
that means
had
they've
to,
been working.
they like,
they had to like get their DNA from a tree bark or some shit.
Yeah, like this is where shit goes wrong, man.
This is where shit goes wrong. That motherfucker gonna be 8 foot tall and
yeah,
man.
look at this joint. It looks evil.
they are evil.
Yeah, it looks like it'll bite the shit out of you.
Yeah, I mean, they are.
And what are they going to do this with dinosaurs as well? Like,
I hope not.
I
At
hope
this point,
not.
at this point, the floodgates are open, B. So if I see
Nah, yo.
if I see a Tyrannosaurus Rex, I'm just gonna grab Bella. We going inside. Fuck this.
No bullshit.
You know what I'm saying?
We're going underground.
oh my god.
In other news, they're also suggesting Americans don't travel to Japan, even though the Olympics starts on July 23rd.
Oh, they're saying that the Olympics might be canceled though.
Well, Japan doesn't want to cancel it, But
Yeah.
one of the second most popular newspaper in Japan came out today saying that they need to cancel it. But I guess Japan is a very far right wing, like their prime minister
Yeah.
is on the right side, and this is more of a liberal newspaper.
Okay.
It's also a very like it has like a big circulation, 15 million people
Wow.
in the morning, and then like 5 million at night.
Yeah.
So basically, Japan they said the amount of, and this was the exact word they used, the amount of people vaccinated is teeny tiny.
Yeah, they're doing a horrible job of getting people vaccinated.
I don't think they even have the vaccine out there. People
all
have
they-
to leave Japan to just go get vaccinated.
All I'm saying is when you use the word teeny tiny on like
Yeah.
a real professional,
like a real
news-
level.
that's
very
crazy.
minute. Yeah.
So basically, I think they're gonna probably
Cancel it.
they need to cancel it. Yeah, because if I was an American athlete, even if I was vaccinated, you're
Right.
walking into a
Yeah,
jungle.
but the Olympics is like every 4 years. I don't know, man.
I don't give a fuck.
Some people have been training their whole life for that moment. They might want to risk
they
it.
they already postponed it last year.
Yeah,
wait
I know.
another wait another year. I bet you
Yeah.
the NBA niggas not going over there.
No,
they
they're
gonna be
not.
like, nah,
Yeah.
I'm good on that, fam. You
No,
know
they're
what I mean?
not. They gonna
I
be,
can see the NBA cats not going over there because
They
it's,
gonna be
it's,
all-
it's just too risky.
They're gonna be back home here, like out in the club.
Yeah, I would love to go to Japan though. Personally, I need to get out there. Like I've never been, and once this is all over and they open up and they're all vaccinated and things clear up,
That's your big trip.
yeah, that's gonna be my trip. I'm ready.
Yeah.
I am ready.
That's tight, bro. Let us know how it goes.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's probably not gonna be this year. It doesn't look like
It's
it.
not.
So,
It's
yeah,
not.
so,
Double
yeah.
masked up.
Yeah, next year,
Triple.
whenever it is, like I'm ready to go.
I think my big
Abdul
trip's
gonna be-
gonna be like San Diego. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it nice and easy, bro. I don't
San
Nah, fuck
Diego.
that.
Oakland. You know what I'm saying? I don't need
Nah,
to go.
fuck that.
Yeah.
I like my shit domestic, B. I'm good. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck that.
I don't need to go anywhere that
Nah,
the
I'm
club-
ready
the
to
club
go.
niggas go.
I want to go. I
Episode
wanna go.
115 in the most WTF, aka what the fuck news. A gunman in Southeast DC who was driving a Maserati got cut off by a woman driving a car with her 2 children in the car.
Yeah.
He then proceeds to open fire on the woman and shot her in the shoulder.
I saw that.
Listen, it's 1990s out here in some parts
Crazy.
of DC, man.
Nigga, you in a Maserati, bro. Ain't
It
nothing
don't matter.
1990 about your shit.
Yeah.
Nah,
Yo.
shit. It don't
Listen.
matter.
I mean, that's crazy though. It's wild that you feel like in 2021 you can do that and get away with it. Like that's just insane.
I mean, did he get away with it?
Temporarily? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think that he's gonna get away with it. They're gonna find out who he is. Like looking at that video, I kind of feel like I know who it is. I'm joking. I don't know who it is.
The Maserati
But-
is what's going to get him hemped
The
up.
Maserati is
It
what
might
the
be
giveaway.
It might be a rental. Who knows?
Listen,
Could
he
be.
came out of that car and started bucking at that woman,
Either
and then turned it around and was about to let it off on the people behind him.
Yeah.
either,
yeah.
either you're never going to see that car again, or he's going to be like, fuck it, and just be outside of Barcode on Sunday. So either way, you know what I mean? Like it's going to be,
No
Oh my
bullshit.
God!
it's going to be,
Ah man,
yo, listen. If you don't live
Oh,
in
man.
if you don't live in DC, when it gets hot out here, like it goes down, right?
Yeah.
This is my 18th summer living in DC, 23rd total, and it goes down. And so when it gets hot, tempers get very short out here.
yeah,
And-
it's true.
and the violence of all types just gets. It was hot today. It was very
Yeah, it was hot.
humid, hot and
real.
humid before the rainstorm. That kind of energy in the air, yo. Unfortunately,
Shit gets
man,
real.
things happen. Yeah, shit
He might have
happens.
been having a bad day. I don't know. He might have
Could-
lost some. He might have lost some money in Bitcoin or some
Yeah,
shit.
he
I
lost
don't
some
know.
crypto. He definitely lost some crypto.
He lost some money in crypto. Somebody cut him
They
off.
might know each other. Like,
But what's really the sad part about it is that what if you had hit one of those kids in the car, man? Like seriously, like I know we're joking and all that, but like for you to do something that reckless, one to a woman,
yeah.
and two into a car with a woman driving that has 2 little babies in it.
Oh, they're gonna fry him when they catch him.
And I don't know if I'm going to be against that. You know
Yeah,
what I
they
mean?
gonna fry him.
I'm not really. I feel indifferent. Like if you kind of got it coming. Like for you to do something like that to a female, as well as to risk the lives of two little kids, man.
Yeah.
I just can't condone that at all. Like,
I mean,
you got to come in.
he wasn't tripping off those kids. Unfortunately, he was just upset at where
Yeah.
it was going down.
I mean,
Um,
you got to let things like that go, man. I mean,
Yeah.
seriously, like.
like I
it's
said,
crazy.
man, we've all been out here for a long time. We know how the summertime goes out here, and I believe there's a lot of things that people could have and should have let go that led to bigger and uglier incidents. You know what I
Absolutely.
mean?
For
So
sure. Yeah.
It's just I'm not looking forward to it or embracing it, but it just kind of is what it is. The numbers speak for
Yeah.
themselves. So obviously, in more just what the fuck news, Amy Cooper, aka Karen, from the Central Park bird watching incident, she's now suing her former employer
Oh my God.
for firing her. And what I really feel like this
Oh, my God.
is the result of is this is when consequences aren't set up in place properly. Right? The dude who she accused, he was on some shit like, oh, I don't want
Yeah.
nothing to happen to her and yada, yada, yada. My nigga, this is not about you.
Yeah.
This is about
He
the
should have
greater
let him.
good.
He should have let him kill her.
He should have let her fly. He should have let
Yeah.
her fry.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You a big brolic nigga who looking at birds and trees and shit. Okay, cool, bro. Live your life.
Yeah.
But like, it's a lot of other people who don't look like you who are gonna suffer a worse fate. And
Yeah.
now because you wanted to take it easy on her, she's suing her employer. You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? Like, there's all sorts of fucked up shit going on in this country right now in
Yeah.
terms of like people trying to like get back, and it's just it's a weird ass time in America right now, man. It's it's interesting, but she's super whack for this. My man is whack because he didn't see the bigger picture.
Yep.
And we're all gonna have to live with this result, unfortunately.
And I won't be surprised if she wins. Because
Nah, she won't win.
I'm expecting
listen,
her to win.
I'm expecting her to win too.
Nah, she won't.
Because what she's saying is the company that she worked for fired her without actually doing any sort of investigation as to whether or not she really is a racist. And
She was on the fucking videotape on the news.
exactly.
How much
So,
So that's what I'm saying. She's not gonna win that shit.
Listen, I hear what you're saying, but I'm saying with all these amount of judges that Trump put in place before he left office, it just takes that one judge, man, to just understand her sorrow and her pain and feel like, listen,
I'm not saying it can't happen, but
Yeah.
it shouldn't. Yeah.
it should not happen. Unfortunately, I'm with Jerome. I think it might happen. I think
Yeah.
this fucking evil person really might win.
Wow.
Yeah, and she is a fucking racist. Come sue us, all right?
She's a racist. It
Fuck
is what
outta
it is.
here.
Kick rocks.
Yeah.
So obviously we do it. This is our sneaker talk situation. Eddie, did you hit on the what the Paul?
I mean, I didn't hit
dunk?
on shit.
Okay, I didn't hit either. Abdul, did you get the what's the Paul dunks?
I didn't hit on sneakers, but shout out to friend of the program, Clark Kent, looked out and got me a pair.
Sounds about right.
Elizabeth.
Sounds
Elizabeth, yeah.
About, sounds about
Listen,
right.
shout out to the God, man. There's some stuff coming, man. I mean, the what the Pauls are super dope. They look even better in person. I'll be honest.
There's
Yeah.
a lot of detail on that shit.
There's so much detail, and actually, Clark actually did a P-Rod as well. I
Yep.
don't know if y'all remember, but when he had the 112,
It was like a hot top P
it
rod or
was-
something.
Yeah, and so part of that elephant print comes
On
from
this one.
yeah, it's on this one too. So he actually got a pair from P-Rod, but he just happened to be at a spot that had my size, and it was like the last pair, and he was like, "Yo, you want it?" I was like, "Of course. Good looking out. Thank you." So shout out to Clark Kent, of course, always. Thank you for looking out. What else, man? Have y'all seen these Undefeated? What Undefeated is doing?
I've seen Undefeated emailing cell phones to various influential people. And
Yeah.
then the people, do a lot. I've seen Steve and Clarence homie Bar
Yeah.
had it on his Instagram
Shout out to Bar.
story. Yeah, and undefeated emailing flip phone. I'm sorry, mailing flip phones to people,
It's tight.
and then it's a
That's
whole.
kind of fire.
They're kind of
Yeah.
up in the ante in terms of what an activation looks like, especially in the time of COVID, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
So I love the idea. I'm interested in seeing the product. The dunks
Listen.
I think are okay.
Wait, which ones did you see? Have you seen
The
you
purple
just
with the
saw-
snake skin in the front?
Yeah, you don't like those?
Not really.
Oh, so what it is that they're doing is it seems like whatever they had that came out as an Air Force back in the day, they're making it into a dunk, and whatever they had as a dunk is
They make it
coming
to
out
Air
as an
Force?
Air Force.
So the Air Forces are dope. The white ones with the big.
So
Strike.
I don't know which Air Forces they're going to use, but if you remember, they had the first like ballistic green dunks that they did like in '02 or '03. There's a low top version of that as an Air Force that looks absolutely crazy.
It's like with orange
So
on the inside.
the campaign is called Dunk versus Air Force One, and they've got the brown Dunk low that was the Air Force One. They've got the snake skin with the blue and the purple on the
Yeah.
side, and
Which was a good Air Force as well.
yeah. I mean,
The
listen,
purple ones with the yellow.
as a creative institution, Undefeated has a great relationship with Nike.
Yeah,
right.
for
And
sure.
You feel like they've been able to pump out product for the last 15 plus years at a really high level. Because don't sleep on their Kobe releases either. Like their
The Kobe releases are fire.
are fire, right? And
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like we've all been to Undefeated. It's a great store.
Yeah.
Shout out to Carter.
Shout out to our guy Carter for sure.
And you know what I'm saying? So we'll see what happens. But I like the activation. I think the activation
Me too.
is stellar.
Yeah.
Me too.
Right?
I like the shoes, man. I'm really like
They're
going
cool.
for all of these. Like they're fire.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're cool.
They're cool.
June
Well,
3rd.
size 9.
June
all the way.
3rd, the Michigan Dunk Low, both in the Michigan colorway and the Michigan State green and white. That'll be Thursday at 10 a.m. That's next Thursday at 10
Next
a.m.
Thursday,
Yeah,
I got to
next
get the
Thursday.
lows. I got to go for which one? I already have like the Virgil University of Michigan ones. I'm kind of leaning
don't have
more
the green
towards the
whites?
Michigan. I kind of want the Michigan State ones this time.
Do you have the green and white Virgils also?
I do, but this is a different green. Like the
This is
Virgils was
like
like
a Kelly
it-
green.
Yeah, it was more like a Boston Celtic, like a bright,
True.
bright green. This is like almost like a forest green kind of, or like you said, maybe it's called Kelly green. But so the greens are different. The Virgil Michigan dunks are kind of the same thing, though.
Yeah.
But I'm still gonna try to go for the lows, but I kind of want the Michigan State joints.
Yeah, I mean, it's Nike. Like we called it. They're whoring out the dunk, which is they have every right to do so.
They have not lost me yet, though. I will say
Nah,
that.
they kept so far. They're pretty,
Yeah.
They keep a lot. They keep a
being
lot-
true.
They also keep a lot of dunks on like the front page of Hypebeast, and so right when you kind of lose interest or just forget about one or two, then they bring out one that you like, right?
Yep.
So they got the burgundy ones. Those are
They'll
coming
draw you
out.
back in.
Yeah.
The animal pack that's coming out. The New York versus New York is coming out.
That looks good, too.
Yeah.
The ugly ass Lakers dunk highs are coming.
I'm not
out.
feeling those.
Yeah,
At all.
They got a ugly ass Lakers written on the back.
Yeah, I'm not fucking with those.
You know what they remind me of? You remember there was the big dunk like a while back,
Yeah, yeah.
like 10, 12 years ago,
They
maybe
tried,
even more than that.
they tried to like reinvent the dunk or some shit like that.
Yeah, and that's what this Lakers dunk kind of reminds me of, and I'm not really with it.
You know what
I'm
I
good.
do like?
Pass on those.
I do like the dusty olive dunk. That is a
Yes.
nice one.
Yes.
That joint
Yeah.
looks like
Are
it
those
could've-
coming back out?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're coming out soon, actually. I think they might have already dropped in Europe or something like that.
Yeah, those look good.
Yeah, they haven't really lost me with the dunks, man. They're putting out a lot of them, but I'm so far I'm still in tune, man. They have not lost me as a customer.
We'll see what our guys' sole priorities can do to keep my interest there.
Yeah, there
what
we
I'm
go.
saying? Peace to the squad.
Shout out to Soul Priorities as well. Again,
I
sure.
don't, and so Abdul also has in this list that the KD 14s might be the best KD sneaker yet.
Listen,
I don't know.
I'm. Have you seen it? Because I'll tell you this.
Yeah, have
I'm
you
not
seen
a.
him, Jerome?
I'm not a basketball person, but speaking of DJ Clark Kent, he posted a picture of these. I'm gonna show you guys real quick. Um, maybe it's easy. It's better if you just kind of go into his stories yourself and just
Yeah.
take a look at these. And I'll be honest, I've always detested every KD except maybe. Actually, I detested that one too, but I did not mind it. It might have been the KD4. It almost looked like a soccer shoe.
Yeah.
And that one I did not mind, but every other KD to me has been ugly. This one he posted, it looks like it's the KD14. And I don't know when it's coming out or if it's already out, but I'm not really mad at it.
Yeah.
I am not mad at it, man. The colors on this joint are good. It's kind of got sort of like a floral theme to it. I don't know if this is like a specific shoe for something for Mother's
Yeah.
Day or something like that. I don't know, but either way, I'm not mad at this model so far. I think I might even like it more than the Kyrie for basketball shoes. Like as far as looks go.
I mean, I think at that point they're all sort of interchangeable.
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Like,
Yeah.
it's a
And
nice
also
looking sneaker.
the bar is like super low, right? Like
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like we just have been fed so many ugly basketball shoes over the last maybe even as far as
20
18,
years.
19 years, right?
20
Like
years
20 to
probably.
be safe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like recently, I think over the last year or so, the Kyries are starting to come back and things like that.
Yeah.
And these I'm not mad at either. I got the Greek Freak joints. That was another basketball shoe I got, but only because he's West African.
You got
and
the
there
Coming
was,
to America ones?
no, I got the Nigeria pair. It was
Yep.
it was done in Nigeria's
Yep.
Nigerian flag colors, and I grabbed those. But not because I actually even liked them, but only because I just wanted. I like this kid, and I wanted to just
Have you
support his
worn 'em?
product.
You going to wear them?
I did wear them. I did wear them.
They're
They're
probably
fairly comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I obviously I didn't do anything athletic in them. I don't play basketball, but
No, you wore a Nigerian soccer jersey with the shoes. Got kitted
did
out
I?
probably.
I might not have worn a jersey, but listen, that's not a bad idea.
Well, I mean, the best. Like I said, we've talked about it before, but the KDs and the Kyries really do better on court, right? Like they're not
Yeah.
really like the best off court sneaker, right?
They're
Like,
not
Yeah.
for us either.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I mean, I just feel like you don't even see dudes in the function wearing. You still see everybody wearing black Jordan 3s all day, but you haven't really seen, and you never see anybody wearing LeBrons off the court.
No.
'Cause they're a terrible shoe off the court.
LeBron's are terrible.
But so I think Nike, and there also is about to be a new generation of kids coming out. They just released the Air Jordan 36.
Sheesh.
God
exactly.
damn. Hold on. 36?
36. They just last night a dude on the Celtics debuted the new sneaker. So there's a whole new generation of kids about to
Do
come
people
in.
buy the Jordan 36s though?
I think just basketball teams buy them, right?
Well, the 35 was a hit. The 35 was a good shoe.
A 35 was a hit off the court.
No,
They had a fragment design one, didn't they?
yeah.
That shit was
But
terrible
in
too.
terms of on the court, though, it was probably one of their best on the court sneakers in a few years. Like it was a good shoe. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like
The 36 looks crazy.
it looks crazy. It looks crazy. Nevertheless, though, I think a lot of people just are looking for just a different sneaker, and there's so many different options nowadays. When it comes to sports, you can get the Chinese brands are making
Yeah.
a strong push. Converse has a strong push. They have some pro athletes on their roster. It'll be interesting to see what Reebok does when they come back out with things. And Nike obviously is the big dog. And Adidas, everybody's waiting for Jerry Lorenzo. You know what I'm saying? Jerry Lorenzo
That's
and his
true,
team
yeah.
are in charge of Adidas basketball. And so we'll see what happens. You know what I mean? But
We'll see, yeah.
as it currently
Yeah.
stands, Nike has been and will remain the top dog. So at this point in the show, we say, what is Abdul watching?
Man, listen, I'm fully caught up on all 3 seasons of Startup on Netflix. I talked about it last week. I started season 1 last week. We taped our show, and I was still on. I think I was right at the end of season 1.
Yep.
I've gone through all 3 seasons. Really, really, really good show. I recommend Startup to anybody, man. So if you have Netflix, Go watch that joint. Started season 1. Thank Me Later. Really good. Mayor of Easttown. Man, it's getting exciting, fellas. Like, if I know you guys have now seen it, but 6 episodes in, I want to say the finale is next week, and you know, I'm not, without giving away too much, but there's 2 different things happening on the show, and one of them we've already got an answer for. Now we're looking to see what happened on the second part of it. And so that, I think, everything's gonna unravel in the finale next week. So really, really good. $1 Million Listing. Listen, it's back. Do y'all watch that show?
$1 Million Listing?
Yeah.
What is that
No.
on?
It's on
on Bravo.
Bravo. Yeah, it's
Is
basically
the,
like real estate in New York.
Is the Puerto Rican dude still on there?
The Puerto Rican dude is no longer on it.
Ah,
Yeah, I think he kind of got burnt out, man. He just kind of quit.
he went a little loony. He went a little left with it.
Yeah, and he actually was on the show a few seasons ago.
I thought you don't watch TV, Rome. You know about the Puerto Rican dude on $1 Million Listing?
This was when Bella was young, and so
Yeah.
like, it
And he was
years
on
ago.
there. He was
Yeah.
on there. He kind of looks a little bit like Cristiano Ronaldo.
He could also skate though. He would like tray flip in like.
I think he was like he might have been a pro skater
Yeah,
actually.
he would like tray
Wow.
flip in like $1,800 shoes. Yeah.
And he's super little. I think he's like 5'0". And anyway, I think he kind of got burnt out and then moved to Europe, quit the show, quit real estate, and then he made a comeback last year and came back, but he's not on there this season. So, you know what? Actually, I should Google to see what he's up to, because now that you brought him up, I just remembered that he was actually on there last year.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah. So $1 Million Listing, just I watch it really to remind myself how broke I am. Yo, these dudes are selling like $30 million cribs in New York City with like personal pools in the basement and
Yeah, shit is stupid.
yeah, like Olympic-sized pools on the deck and shit. It's like crazy. Like, I don't understand how people have that kind of money to spend on places.
Is the dude Ryan?
That's like generational wealth.
Is the dude Ryan Searhart
Yeah,
still on
yeah,
the
yeah,
show?
yeah. He's on there. He's super paid now.
He has his own YouTube channel, which you need to watch.
Oh, really?
Watch
What
his
is it?
YouTube channel.
On what?
His name on YouTube, bro.
Yeah, but what is he doing? He's talking about what? Just
Tell you
real
how to
estate?
Get to that money.
It's just him. It's that. Here we go. Motherfucker, I got it.
What is it? What is going on? Is that a dog?
It was a moth.
He got cicada in his crib.
There was a moth in my crib earlier, and it landed on me, and then Eddie saw it. And I've been trying to find this joint. I'm like, oh, there you go.
You're moving
He got
away
a-
from the mic too.
He got an albino
bad.
cicada in his
Yeah.
crib.
So anyway, Ryan Searhart's
Yeah.
YouTube channel is like what you're talking about on crack though. On crack.
I like that dude. I like that dude.
Just watch his YouTube
Okay.
channel. It's
Okay.
it's depressing. Like you'll
So-
really feel poor.
So it's also, I've realized that these guys that make money and are salesmen, you cannot be too cool to do stuff. You know how like sometimes we're cut from like maybe like a different cloth where I'm like, I'm not gonna do that because I'm not gonna play myself. That's always a big part of us, right? Like, I know that something is corny, and I know that it's embodied in me, and I
You're
will
not gonna
just
do it.
I'll
Yeah.
never do it.
Yeah.
I don't care what's on the line.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's just how we're cut, right? But I'm now realizing that sometimes these
Yeah.
folks are just willing to do anything for the bag.
No, they do anything.
The
for that.
Ryan dude is the leader of that behavior.
Yeah.
Listen, and that there's a reason he's successful,
Yeah.
and there's a reason I'm not.
Yeah.
Like they're willing to do it all.
Yes.
And
But if you're selling a $30 million house, you have to be willing to do it all.
yeah,
You can't be too cool for school at $30 million.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
you're
you
getting
know, I
like
mean-
6% of that.
you get 3%.
Oh, so you get 3%. So what's 3%?
The buyer's agent gets 3%. The seller's agent gets 3%. But sometimes it's his company doing both.
Look at Abdul. He all
Yeah, that's
Abdul
bad.
Abdul did the knowledge now. He a realtor.
That's a lot of money, dog.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah,
That's a lot of money.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've been doing like these sort of like little wheeling and dealing shits like since I bought my first crib 20-some years ago. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, you're getting 3% for not doing anything? You know,
I mean, they're doing something. What you mean they're not doing anything?
But I'm saying when I first bought my crib,
Yeah.
and I found the crib, I saw it.
Yeah, but
I
the thing
did all
is,
that.
You don't. The seller's the one that pays all the commission anyway. So if a realtor shows you a crib, you're not even paying him.
I know, but I still want something off of that though.
You got off of that. He negotiated a deal for you. Got you what you wanted.
Yeah, but I want something off of that 3%.
Nah, hell nah.
Well, I got it.
Yeah,
I got it. Yeah. That was 20-some years ago though. That was actually about 20 years ago. I pretty much did everything with the agent, with the seller's agent when I bought my crib in Shaw, and I negotiated it, but I did not, because I did not have an agent.
Yeah.
The seller's agent gets all 6%.
Yep.
So I got my man who had his own company. I was like, I need you here just in paper, and then we're gonna split the 3%.
Oh, well, that's different.
Yeah.
That's different.
So
you gave him free money. You just
I gave him free money, and I took some of it.
No, he gave us some back.
Yeah. It's all love.
Nevertheless, though,
Cheat codes.
the cheat codes is that these dudes are willing to really go above and beyond.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't know who else is on there, but I've seen Sirhant, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
And you're just kind of like, this dude will do whatever it takes to get that money. And then they'll have, like, I know y'all saying it's only 3%, but they'll have other houses on
What do
the
you mean
market.
only 3%? That's a lot of
That's a
fucking
lot of
money
bread.
on 30 million.
But I'm just saying, like, even if the houses aren't 30 million, if they're selling a $2 million crib, whatever the case may be, right?
That's still a lot of money.
When you have 10, 12 houses and shit starts to add
Yeah.
up,
Listen.
nigga, you're good. You know?
You're good. You're good.
So, yeah, trust
Definitely.
me. Yeah, trust
There's
me.
a lot of money to it. It's definitely super cutthroat real estate market in New York, and if you're in that business, yeah, you can't get caught sleeping out there. Like, somebody's coming for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
DC also.
Yeah, DC also. I mean, I wish there was like some sort of $1 million listing show here in DC so we could see some of the players here. Yeah, listen, they're out here, man. Shout out to my man Ellery, who's a big realtor out here.
My wife is a real estate agent.
Oh, let's do it. We gotta get her a show.
We get her on the show.
Yeah,
Drop some real estate knowledge.
yeah, let's do it.
I walked past the house tonight. Woman that I know is the realtor on the property. I'm looking at it now. It's 1.25 million. Estimated monthly payments $5,300. It's been on Zillow 5 days. It has 2,000 views and 116 saves.
Hold on, that's $5,300 a month after you put how much down as your down
20%.
payment?
Get pre-qualify, whatever. The estimate is 1.284. It has a pending offer already. Built in 1922, 2,700 square feet.
So you got to put like how much down? Like
5 bedrooms. It's a banging house though. It's just
Where is
big.
it in?
In Mount Pleasant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
God
so
damn.
It's real out here, B.
I mean, that's
It's
not
real
even
out here.
that's not even that much, but it's a lot.
Listen, part of that video that we posted on What's a Podcast Instagram, talking about the gentrifiers and how DC is no longer Chocolate City. One thing that they said would bring more people of color and especially make this city black again was to buy back the block. And I don't know how to do it, but listen, Jerome, you got to buy a place, and that will be. That would be roots for your daughter and for her family and her. You know what I'm saying? Her kids, like building that generational wealth is something that our parents did not necessarily do for us.
Yeah.
But I think for generations below us, we gotta help. We gotta give them that leg up, man. We gotta we got to leave them something solid like
Yeah.
real estate in
Hell
in
yeah.
this city.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, there's
And
gotta,
cities like DC, New York cities, the big joints. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I think that particular story made a big part of it. What used to be an opportunity for black people to have a chance at living in a black city.
Right.
That was what DC was, right?
Yeah.
And
Right.
so what you have now left is you have pieces
You're
of
like
DC.
eliminating that.
Right, you have pieces of DC. You have probably Baltimore, right? You probably have Richmond to a degree, where you have parts of the city that are significantly black, and whether they're downtrodden or not, you need young people with money to buy in the city and have their networks buy in the city as well. You know what I'm saying? Instead of
Yeah.
because I mean DC, the suburbs are attractive. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
Arlington's popping. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
for
Like
sure.
Alexandria is good. I mean, if you want to do Montgomery County, everybody talks about the schools out there. So there are factors that make owning a home less desirable that aren't about just the home itself, but the community and the neighborhood. But yeah, I mean, I'm buying as soon as the streets open. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if I can keep up the schedule. Which and I know it's going to take some time away from my daughter, but if I can just get the money really pumping to where it was before,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Hopefully I can be back on track by this time next year and be
Word.
in a game, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to pay rent anymore.
Yeah,
Nah,
of course.
throwing
I get
shit
it.
away.
Yeah.
Shit is whack. So
Also Godfather Harlem still on.
Oh, I got catching up to do.
I just caught up last night on that. This Is Us. I still have I missed a couple of episodes, but I'm gonna watch that tonight. So, yeah, good TV, man. Lots of good TV out there.
I don't know if you guys are familiar with Mach Hommy.
Oh yeah, he's down with Griselda, right?
Well, he just put an album out with Griselda this past
Fire.
Friday. Fire.
Yeah.
That shit is insane. That shit might
Yeah.
be the best Griselda release.
He's talking that shit.
He's talking and the beats, but he's
Yeah.
talking that shit though. He's like,
Who did all
Okay.
the beats? Conway?
he had a mix of people. He had to do the
Conway's a producer.
I
Conway
mean,
makes-
not Conway. What's Derringer?
Darren. No,
Okay.
he had a bit, Derringer did a couple, but he had like that dude Conductor Williams from Kansas City who did a bunch of stuff for Westside Gun.
What's the name of the album?
Pray for Haiti.
Yep.
Oh
'Cause
man,
he's a
okay.
Haitian cat. He's from Newark, New Jersey. Haitian cat from Newark, New Jersey. And he's been on his underground shit, but somehow Westside Gun supposedly picked all the beats. And bro, that shit is like, you put that shit on the whip on a nice hot day.
Oh, we
It's-
rocking that. We
oh,
rocking
we
might
that
have to-
tomorrow.
We might have to rock that out to Virginia Beach.
Yeah.
Easy soundtrack to Virginia Beach.
Let's
you
do
know
it.
what I'm saying? So the Mach Hommy album is good. Dave East put an album out with this dude named Millies. Millies is like a rapper from, I believe, Boston. And they got a cool little album, a little EP. The J. Cole album is growing on me.
I like the J. Cole album.
It's getting better the more you listen to it. It was kind of whatever at first, but now
It's a
I'm
J.
like,
Cole album. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like, it's
right.
there's nothing, just a J. Cole album.
So you got to take that with a grain of salt, but it's good.
Yeah.
And J. Cole actually fulfilled his contract, his professional basketball contract in Rwanda. So he's
Wait,
no longer,
that was it? It was that quick?
3 games. He's no longer in Rwanda.
Oh
Yeah.
man, okay.
There were some players who were frustrated. They felt that it was just a
Publicity stunt.
publicity stunt.
A rollout for his album.
But the team was like, hey, as we go into the playoffs, we have to shrink our rosters from 20 to 13, and he didn't make the cut. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. I mean, the timing of it all speaks to it being a rollout thing, but nevertheless, it's still all
Yeah,
good. You know what I'm saying?
it's amazing. Shout out to J. Cole.
Definitely, if you can. Oh, I got a new mix coming out tomorrow. It's pretty good. Not gonna lie. It's pretty much like I said if I were to play in Scottsdale.
Okay.
So it gives you that flavor.
Sweet Carolina's on there.
It's not though. It's not,
Okay.
they don't want to hear that out there.
All right.
They want to hear Lil Baby. You know what I'm
What's
saying?
up with your
Like,
brother, man? He's vaccinated. We
Yeah,
haven't brought him up in a few episodes.
He's living life, man. He's in a
Oh,
really
Word.
good place.
Shout out to Kellen.
Yeah,
Kellen's living.
Kellen is doing some positive things. My goodness, I'll tell y'all off the air. But,
All right, cool.
He's doing some good things, man. So episode 115, What's the Podcast? We knocked it out the park once again. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Shout out to Soul Priorities.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Shout out to
Shout out to Palestine, man. Shout out to our people out there,
Free-
man.
Free
Free
Palestine.
Palestine,
Free Palestine.
of course.
Yeah, if you watch the TV show Friends Kick Rocks, because I know there's a
The reunion comes on tomorrow.
Reunion comes on. But so I saw, and before we go, I saw an article that actually talked about how anytime a person of color was on the show, they tried to make them the villain.
Wow.
So the only time you saw them was if there was a waiter or some in a service position. But if they were on the show, they were
Someone was getting robbed.
trying to foil a relationship, break up a
Golly.
relationship, break up a happy home. So shit like that. It was such
Fucked
a great
up.
article.
So there's some
yeah.
real super racist, like deep-seated
Yeah, yeah.
racist people behind that show.
Yeah, fuck that show. That show was always terrible, bro. Always.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
even and I mean, yeah. It was,
I watched it as a kid, though. I'm not even gonna front.
You watched it when it came on, or like
But Abdul watches fucking everything, so
yeah.
doesn't really-
I mean,
Yeah,
that
but
doesn't-
you know, also at that age when I was young, my mind wasn't around like looking for like, like I wasn't really noticing that there weren't any people of color.
you weren't like in tune.
I
the way
wasn't.
you
I
are
wasn't
now.
conditioned with, what I should have been. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I think the reason-
Seinfeld is the same way. Like
Yeah,
looking back
Seinfeld's
today it's the same thing. Like
But-
never
but I-
saw any people of color.
I think Friends caught
Yeah.
the issue because it might have came on like shortly after like the Cosby run was over.
Yep.
And everything based in New York. There's
Yeah.
no way you could not see black people.
There's no
So
way, yeah.
It kind of was like, hold on for a second. Like, even
Yeah.
if y'all live in the East Village or wherever y'all live,
Yeah.
there's no way you don't see black people. You
Also,
know?
all,
I don't
right?
think that was even filmed in New York. It was supposed to be New York.
supposed to be
but I
in New
think it was-
York.
yeah,
It's definitely filmed
yeah.
in California for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, fuck Friends.
Episode 115, Free Palestine, fuck Friends. Once again, we knocked it out of the park. Shout out to my man, always available, hashtag She Wear Eddie.
Peace, yo.
My man, Don't Charge Abdul.
Yes, sir. We out.
Jerome Bacon III. And we're out. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.